You're standing in a grocery store, picking up your favorite snack. The label says natural flavors. The package looks healthy. The brand is trusted. And inside, ingredients that are literally illegal in dozens of countries because they've been linked to cancer, hyperactivity, and organ damage. I'm Matthias, and this is Spinofacts, where we expose the hidden systems that affect your life every single day. And today's system? It's the regulatory gap that lets American food companies sell products that Europe banned years ago. We're not talking about obscure chemicals in industrial facilities. We're talking about substances in your breakfast cereal, your sandwich bread, and your kid's juice box. Stuff that European scientists looked at and said, absolutely not, while American regulators shrugged and said, probably fine. The weirdest part? The same companies make different versions of the same products depending on where they're sold. They know how to make it safer. They just don't have to in America. Hit subscribe for more hidden truths and mind-blowing facts. Let's dig into what you're really eating. Here's what most people don't know. Food regulation in America operates on a fundamentally different philosophy than Europe. In the European Union, the approach is called the precautionary principle. If there's reasonable doubt about a substance's safety, it's banned until proven safe. In America, it's the opposite. Chemicals are generally allowed until proven dangerous. Think of it like this. Europe treats food additives like house guests. They need an invitation and references before they're allowed in. America treats them like people wandering into an open house party. They're welcome until they break something expensive. Most people assume that if something is on store shelves, it must be safe. The uncomfortable truth is that many food additives were approved decades ago under a system that relied heavily on industry-funded studies. And once approved, they rarely get revisited unless there's a major scandal. The result? Multinational food corporations literally maintain two recipe books, one for European markets with stricter rules, and one for American markets where they can use cheaper, more controversial ingredients. Same brand, same product name, different chemical makeup. We're talking about substances like Azodicarbonamide, banned in Europe and Australia, used in American bread, or brominated vegetable oil, banned in over 100 countries, legal in American sodas until very recently. Artificial food dyes, potassium bromate, titanium dioxide, the list goes on. But that's where things start to get strange. Because when you look at why these chemicals are banned in Europe, the science gets pretty disturbing. Here's the wild part. Some American bread contains the same chemical used in yoga mats. Azodicarbonamide, or ADA, is a dough conditioner that makes bread fluffier. It's also used to make foamed plastics, like yoga mats and shoe soles, more elastic. When baked, it breaks down into urethane, a known carcinogen. Europe banned it in 2005. Singapore will jail you for up to 15 years if you're caught using it in food. According to Scientific American's investigation, this yoga mat chemical is still widely used across American bakeries and fast food chains. But in America, it's in submarine sandwiches, hamburger buns, and packaged bread. The FDA allows up to 45 parts per million. It's like saying, there's only a little bit of yoga mat in your sandwich. Reassuring, right? The reason it's still legal comes down to money. Removing ADA requires reformulating recipes and retraining bakers. That costs money. So companies fought to keep it, and regulators decided the risk was acceptable. Next, it gets even more unbelievable. The artificial colors in your candy could be making kids hyperactive. Artificial food dyes, particularly red 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6, are petroleum-based chemicals that make food look appealing. Studies have linked these dyes to hyperactivity and attention problems in children. European studies were compelling enough that the EU now requires warning labels stating they may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. BBC Health investigated this and found compelling evidence that food dyes do affect children's behavior. The result? Companies reformulated their European products to remove synthetic dyes using natural alternatives like beet juice and turmeric. Your Skittles in London are colored with natural ingredients. Your Skittles in Los Angeles, 6 different synthetic dyes derived from petroleum. Here's the kicker. Companies proved they can make these products without synthetic dyes. They're already doing it in Europe. They just choose not to in America because natural colorings cost slightly more. In 2023, California became the first U.S. state to take action. The Guardian reported that California banned 4 food additives, including red dye number 3. Red dye number 3 was banned by the FDA for cosmetics in 1990, after cancer links, but remained legal in food. The FDA decided it was dangerous to put on your lips, but fine to put in your stomach. It doesn't make any sense. Scientists discovered that some American sports drinks contain flame retardant chemicals. Brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, was originally patented as a flame retardant. Food companies used it to keep citrus flavoring from separating in drinks. The problem? Bromine builds up in your body and has been linked to memory loss, skin problems, and nerve disorders. Japan banned it in the 1960s, Europe in the 1970s, India in 1990. Reuters reported in July 2024 that the FDA finally announced a ban, after decades of advocacy. By then, major brands had already quietly reformulated their products due to international pressure, not American regulations. The pattern is clear. These companies know how to make products without controversial chemicals. They just don't do it in America unless forced. But when you zoom out, it gets even weirder. Why does this regulatory gap exist? Follow the money. The American food industry generates over $1 trillion annually and employs massive lobbying operations. Between 2010 and 2020, food companies spent over $500 million lobbying federal officials. Time magazine's investigation revealed why the U.S. continues to allow additives that Europe banned. The answer isn't scientific, it's economic and political. The European Union prioritizes consumer protection over industry convenience. Their Food Safety Authority operates more independently from corporate influence, and member countries can ban substances even if industry objects. Here's the controversial point. This isn't about America having worse scientists. It's a deliberate policy choice that prioritizes corporate profits over precautionary public health measures. American regulators argue that banning substances based on uncertain risk would hurt innovation and raise costs. European regulators argue that exposing millions to potentially harmful chemicals for marginal savings is ethically indefensible. The dark humor? Americans often think European regulations are overreactive until they try European versions of American products and realize they taste the same or better. Heinz ketchup in the UK uses sugar. In America, it's high fructose corn syrup. What if the real question isn't, why is Europe so restrictive, but why is America so permissive? When corporations prove they can make products without controversial chemicals, and already do in other markets, why do American consumers get the version with more question marks? It's a regulatory system designed for manufacturers, not eaters. So next time you're shopping, remember that natural flavors label might be hiding chemicals banned across the Atlantic. The regulatory system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed, just not for you. What surprised you most? Drop a comment below. And if this made you think twice about what's in your pantry, hit that like button and subscribe for more eye-opening investigations. This is Matthias from Spinofacts, where reality is weirder than you think, and sometimes a lot less appetizing.